Hey there, folks. It is my joy right now to talk to my friend Jason Jones. Jason Jones, there's no way to sum you up. I don't know what to say. Your organization is the Vulnerable People's Project. So if people want to find you, Jason Jones, they can look up Vulnerable People's Project. Speaking of vulnerable people, you have been helping Christians in Gaza. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, hello, Eric. Thanks for having me on. In a couple of days, I'll be in Lincoln, Nebraska with the Yazidi survivors of the ISIS genocide, and you were probably the loudest voice in the world for them in the midst of their genocide, and they think of you fondly. And it's just tragic that we've gone from just sort of one ethnic cleansing to the other. In September, we saw the ethnic cleansing of the Armenians in Artsakh, which was really just catastrophic and unbelievable. And then now I just returned from Egypt, where the Vulnerable People Project, strangely enough, there was a religious order that we helped evacuate some of the sisters that were literally under direct Russian bombardment in the early days of the war in Ukraine. And we evacuated them. And of all places, their religious order sent them to Gaza. And their religious order had been in Gaza since the 19th century. So when the war started, we kind of already had a community that we knew and we trusted, and they trusted us and we worked with. And we began immediately trying to provide support, which was evacuating. They're very committed in northern Gaza not to leave. The Christians, specifically, the Muslims are leaving, but the Christians are like, we will not leave. Our cemeteries are here. Our churches are here. We've been here since the first century. Under no circumstances will we leave. You can bury us here. And so they would only let us really evacuate wounded children and women and pregnant women. And that's what we began doing. And now, to the best of our ability, we've already brought in one truck. We've been given permission to bring 10 trucks a month, but that gets to be a little tricky when, if you go to GazaChristians.com, that will go directly to support the Christians of Gaza. We're a strange organization, Eric, as you know. We're not strange to me, but I founded it over 20 years ago to serve communities that the world has forgotten. So we have armed guards and cameras that we installed after October 7th in the last synagogues in Nigeria. We guard we guard girls' schools. We have armed guards out in front of girls' schools in Afghanistan. And it's heartbreaking now that in Gaza, the oldest Christian community in the world is holding on with white knuckles to not be completely wiped away for good.
Say that again.
It's the oldest Christian community in the world in Gaza. These are really the descendants of the Jews that accepted Jesus, with the exception of the Samaritans. They're the most connected to the people that were there at the time of Jesus. And there are 800 Christians left. Prior to 1948, there were approximately 200,000 there, and now there are about less than 1,000 left. And if this war continues much longer, they may be wiped away for good.